Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Collide,
the podcast. So, babe, I think people want to know about us a little more. I think we should tell them.
Well, I was looking fine, handsome online. You slid in my DMs. I was standing on a frozen lake with my dad, and it was
Stop, Sturge. Just speed it up.
All right, so basically we met online. Almost a year later, we were engaged, and 6.5 months later, we were married.
So there's so much to our story that we want to share. We always knew we had a mission. We are in no way perfect.
Well, we are passionate about helping Christian singles date with intention and purpose for marriage.
Hence this podcast.
Take a peek into our lives as we handle married life on purpose. There also will be some laughter, some seriousness, and a lot of thought-provoking topics.
So whether you are single and dating, engaged, or newlywed,
wait, don't forget the married couples.
We want to thank you for tuning in.
On to the episode.
What's up, y'all? We here. What's up, y'all? We back. What's up, y'all? We here. What's up, y'all? We back. Hey, we back. Hey, we back. We back.
I poked myself in the eye.
We back.
I poked myself in the eye.
Welcome back to another episode of When Marriage
and Purpose
Collide, the podcast. And we have one more episode after this.
Yep.
And that will be the end of season 3. Can you believe it?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
A little bit. Just there you go.
Can you believe it?
Yes. I still feel it.
Have we actually been doing this for 3 seasons?
Yeah. Every time I tell people 3 seasons. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It takes time. It takes some effort.
We're going to keep going. We're going to be season 20 and still rolling with it.
Y'all don't know the work it takes behind the scenes to get this to production.
We're going to have a whole production studio.
Yes, I believe.
We got to look here, not there.
I believe it. But no, it's going to be grand. It's going to be great. Again, in the link in the bio, if you care to donate, you could donate some funds. If you say, I want to keep seeing you, I want to keep supporting you, I'm thankful for having y'all, go ahead. It could be $1.
Yep.
It could be $5. It could be $10. Whatever it is, we love it. So thank y'all. So whatever it is, go ahead and do your thing in the link. But you know how we start off with our segment?
Something interesting.
Babe. What we got on the docket today?
We got Delea's recital. And it was great.
Tell us about it. How did you feel as a father?
Happy, and it was weird. I know I keep saying it because I used to play band and I used to have my concerts on that stage. And to see somebody that came out of us on that stage after the fact, like it was like two different timelines happening. I was like, this is weird. It's weird because it's like I'm on the other end now.
Proud father in the middle front.
Oh, I chose
row.
The very front row in the front. When it said front and center, that's where I was, and front I had the camera
in center.
Oh, I was right there. One of the reasons why I did that because I wanted to in second so she can see me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, yeah. Because she did see you. She saw you right
but
there.
She wasn't even worried about me. She was worried about brother paying attention.
I know, because we had to keep him occupied.
Yeah, he was occupied. He didn't want to watch none of that. He's like, I want to see monster trucks like usual.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Oh, yeah.
I of course, our first time in the big stage. It is crazy because the first time she'd been to something like that was last year.
Yep.
I took her to the recital on purpose to show her what this could look like. And when she saw the little girls on stage that looked like her and we're up there dancing in their uniforms and all that stuff, she lit up. And so I was like, okay, well, we're going to get you in dance.
Oh, yeah.
And so she started in the summer.
She didn't do that summer one, where it was outside and it was hot.
Yeah, she didn't know what was happening.
She just stood there. It was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
She was like, and I think just thankful for the patience that the teachers and instructors had, because she grew into it. And so So yeah, any of y'all that's been through dance, y'all probably know, as far as like the, what to go through and the learning and what it takes to be a part of a team. And I just saw her just make new friends, and the way she gravitated to them was like really interesting. Like I'm finally seeing her say I have friends now and leave us for just that one split second, even though she was across the room, in the same place. But it's like I just took me to childhood.
Which I do want to say I did see the beginning moments of her having a little brother and him embarrassing her.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was all cute at first, and it was like, oh, they was playing Ring Around the Rosie, hugging each other. And then she seen her friend. She's like, oh, this is my brother. This man went, yeah.
He went goofy. He went goofy, and the friends were like,
what
is this? What is happening?
Fools.
But she was so happy to say, this is my brother.
She ain't gonna do that no more.
Well, anyway, but it was a great recital, great experience, a great production. Like they spent so much time on this. Yeah. Just to get people in the door. The behind the scenes was chaotic, but I know it really showed well. So we got footage. So I'm just happy about that.
Yep.
That we able to look back on this experience.
I got to show off some of my skills recording.
Yep. You want to tell them what you got?
Oh, you talking about the recordings?
What the name is of the?
Oh, the first one. Well, it's technically there's 3.
Well, I want to say the name of the.
So you really don't remember anything I said? I know what it is. You've been on that game with all your little friends.
Why they gotta be little friends? Anyway, you still didn't give me time to chill.
Chill? What you talking about? You got all the time in the world. Plus, you know what? What are we eating for dinner?
What you want to eat?
Just pick up something. I don't care.
Tacos?
We had tacos a few nights ago, so no.
Chicken? Chinese? Thai?
Ugh. Fine, let's just do tacos.
Hold up. You know what? When's the last time we did check-in?
We hear all the time about how important communication is in a relationship, and most importantly, a marriage. But what does communication really look like? Well, in the Couples Check-In Communication Game Changer, we provide tips and tools on starting your own check-in. If you feel like communication is failing, or that you are both not on the same page, or you just want to try something new in your relationship, get this resource today. Visit www.lucretiahaley.com to get yours today.
Company or the name of the.
Oh, Haley
Productions.
Productions.
Tell them the name of that.
Haley's Place Productions. I forgot that we're creating that.
Yes.
As far as all my videos that I'm going to start filming.
So just stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably talk more about that in the last episode.
Like I said, I did 3 so far, and they basically all delay.
Yep. So it's a great start, I think, and more to come.
Mm-hmm.
More to come. And I'm just excited to see her grow and experience more with this. So
and seeing her excitement after the fact, because now she's dancing.
Oh my goodness, she's dancing. I think because she saw everybody else.
Yep.
Too on stage. Not only her on stage and wanted to not leave the stage. First off, let's talk about that. She didn't want to leave the stage. She got mad when she had to walk off the stage.
And every time she see the video, I didn't want to leave.
And then now she dances to any song. It's a Monster Truck song she dances to. It could be a rock song. She's dancing to ballet style to it though. Like not like dancing like it's regular, everything.
Like she's doing her actual routine to it.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I could see her really honing in on this craft. So
which is cool that she's doing it to the Monster Truck song. So she's like helping her brother out because he wants to listen to Monster Truck. She's like, well, I'm gonna do my dance routine to your Monster Truck song.
Monster Truck.
Right. And they just
she over here. But yeah, so that's a little taste of family and parenting, I think, along with having kids and family. Like it's a great thing. It's a great thing. And then then tomorrow is our son's 3rd birthday.
Happy birthday to Lavelle.
So now I gotta
that boy finally turned 3.
Be on social medias. I'm supposed to post all week. I usually do that.
Which I'm gonna make a film for him. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. I had
Yeah.
some ideas, but I don't know how it's gonna work out because I'm not here in the morning.
Yeah, it's okay. We do. We got party and all that stuff. We got a whole bunch of that.
I could do a Sunday recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
We got a
work
lot
it
of
out.
time.
Yeah.
So anywho, we got a cool topic for y'all today. And it's huh?
I was about to say we ain't found the exact title, but we did.
Yeah, we ain't found an exact title. It might be revolving something, but anyway, how we came to this topic, like why we came to this topic was we was actually trying to figure out what we were gonna talk about next.
Yeah.
And the overarching theme of what we were coming up with had to deal with trust.
Mm-hmm.
Necessarily trust issues that
Yeah.
we experience, that we have. And so we came up with a few points. We had to go back into our own dating lives to kind of
Yeah.
pull some things up to help y'all. Because look, initially, and not initially, what we're here for is to encourage and to help y'all cultivate great, healthy relationships that lead to marriage, right? Because we know you're out here, you're listening to us, and you're like, you know, I want to be married.
Yeah.
I want to have a great relationship. I want to, you know, have my purpose partner. I want to do all the things. So this is what we hear, right?
Yeah.
We're here for that. So one of the things that we know I've dealt with, you've dealt with, we've dealt with, y'all dealt with, we gonna deal with, and we don't have with, we gon' okay, is trust issues. So have you, babe, ever dealt with trust issues?
Yep.
And how did that influence your
Sorry for your
relationships?
My trust issue started when, if we're talking about just dating, it started with the very first girl from back in 8th grade.
Eighth grade Susie in first period.
Actually, it was very first period when I found out too.
Oh, okay.
Well, basically, somehow she kissed a dude over dishes. Don't ask. I don't know. It was random and weird. She gave me a note and said that she was washing dishes and her sister had some friends over and the dude kissed her, or she kissed him, or something like that. I'm like, how is this is romantic? But anyway, maybe it was a Ghost moment. I don't think Ghost was out before then.
Ghost was before then.
Yeah, maybe there was, over there watching the suds.
Okay, sir. What?
But what the crazy part about it was she started crying. Like, she gave me the note and busted out crying in the hallway. So everybody thought I did something to her. They called me to the counselor's office and everything, thinking I did something.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't do a thing. She just handed me a note and started crying. Teachers coming to me, what you do to her? I didn't do nothing. I didn't even get to read a note yet. Y'all were about to throw me out the school. Come to find out she did that.
But because she
yeah,
was with
8th grade cheated.
Eighth grade cheating, basically. That, that's you hold hands with another dude and another girl that's cheating.
Why he holding your books?
Oh, he walking you to class.
You wasn't there second period.
So, but anyway, that was like the initial.
Yeah, that was an
feeling
initial
of like trust that you had.
And I actually saw myself how I would react to something like that. Like, after that, I was just like, you gone. I don't know who you are no more. She tried talking to me. I was like, nah, fam, get away from me.
Yeah.
I think like when we went to high school, she tried to she slipped a note to me. I just threw it in the trash. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't got time to talk to you. And then she slapped me. I remember that. That was senior year.
Wait a minute. How'd she come back up senior year?
Because we were still going to school together the whole time.
Yeah, but how'd she slap you?
Well, so basically, you know how you sign in yearbooks and stuff? So she came up to me. For some reason, we just had the same class. I ain't talked to her this whole time. She came up to me and was like, hey, you signed my yearbook. I'm like, no, I ain't signed your yearbook. Like, we ain't never been cool since then.
Oh, okay.
So she slapped me and right when she turned around to walk away, I tripped her.
Oh, okay. Well,
get back. It felt good
goodness. Too. Oh my goodness. So that was your first dealing with kind of that. How did that affect any future relationships that you had? Would you say?
A little bit.
It was like a little piece of that.
Well, because it took me all the way until like my senior year until then to actually have another girlfriend, and even then
that was another case.
Yeah, and that was a whole different case. Golly, she had left the house or had a whole movie as a prom night. And that's a whole story I can tell for this podcast if I can.
I mean, I don't know.
I could probably do the short version.
Okay. But I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet. I don't know where you're gonna go because you be going on tangents.
I was gonna do a little short version, just highlights.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know yet because, like I said,
it's a part of the trust issues. I'll put it like that because with all that, like it led me to like a depression.
Okay. I think you talked about it too already.
Have I? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, never mind. Y'all know.
I mean, you still could bring it up. I'm just saying. I remember you talking about if it's about the girl.
Either way, my car it got stolen off the highway. Mm-hmm. I had to go into my brother's house, and then I was told I was going to have a car, and then somebody took that car, and then I had to drive my brother's car, and that slipped off the highway, and got back on the highway with a tow truck, and then finally had prom night. And guess what? I was nominated prom king. Out of all that, there's a whole lot more, but that was just like the gloss part. That's all I want to say.
That's all you want to say?
Yeah,
you gonna leave us with the prom? Okay.
You told me that. I could go full story. That'll be the whole podcast, though.
That's what I'm saying. You go full story, but you left us with nothing that had to deal with the relationship and trust issues.
Hey, if you want to know, put it in the comments. Okay. I'll tell you about it.
Comments. Okay. So anyway, as far as with me dealing with anything like that, I don't think in my younger years I dealt with it. More so with, and I know we would talk about that, but more so with people in my family or friendships and things like that. I would say where it was non-dating relationships is where the trust issues came from, because I had bounced a lot from friends to friend, and a lot of friends had to they moved away, or I never had a stable friendship. Yeah. And so I never learned how to have a true friendship for a long period of time. And so I think that also was in the back of my mind sometimes, even when it came to dating, because how long are you going to be here?
Yeah.
Are you going to stay here? Are you going to be here? So I had friendship abandonment, I guess that would say. Maybe that's a part way to put that. Well, and so, yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, no, I can't, because I had the same friends since elementary school.
Yeah, so I had maybe I had dealt with a lot of that, and so that carried over into my adult years. So
yeah,
and so that was one of the conversations I've had with my therapist. But yeah, it was a thing, and so I think trust is huge and big.
You know what? You saying that now, I could see that, because if it started all the way back then and now it's like you're still going through that, I can see how.
Yeah.
When you was going through that at that moment on how that affected you.
Yeah.
Because for a while it's like, I'm gonna try my best to support. I mean, I see what they're doing and stuff like that, and I understand that part, but it was deeper than that, just because you've been dealing with that basically almost all your life.
Exactly. I've been dealing with it all my life. And so and it never goes away, but I have to find ways to combat the thinking that a friendship won't last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which goes into also dating and relationships. For any of you out there, you have to really train your mind to think outside of the narratives and assumptions that we can make. Yeah.
Actually, I was sitting there thinking that, because even with those two situations I got out of, it still didn't shake my trust for anybody. It's more like my trust for that single person.
Got you. It didn't
you didn't hop on to another.
You didn't project it to other things.
Because
a relationship.
I always gave people the opportunity. It's like, okay, my trust is going to be there, because I want to be able to like have that trust for someone. So I'm gonna give you that trust, but it's also going to give you that opportunity to like, hey, you're gonna mess up, then that trust is gone.
That's huge, because some people can't do that.
Yeah,
that's hard. That's like you have the capability of starting fresh and thinking the best of the situation.
Yeah.
Before anything happened. So you just like a clean slate, like you erased the past kind of thing. And you say, no, I'm going to go into it this way.
Yeah.
Which is a healthy way of thinking when you think about dating and relationships.
Yeah, because I don't want to bring whatever issues I had before then, especially if it wasn't my fault.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to bring that on to somebody else.
So the rejection didn't even come?
No, no,
Hmm.
it didn't, because I was like, well, I mean, they chose that. And I think what it was is like, I saw the outcome of that choice they made.
Got you.
And how terrible it went for them after the fact. Now, just like, that's your fault.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It kind of painted a picture.
Right. It's just like, you chose that, and I see how bad it went for you. I'm just gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
No, I ain't coming back.
So that's something, and that's kind of what it is. What we're leaning on is that whatever you've dealt with in your past sometimes carries over into your relationships. So if you've dealt with abandonment, betrayal, rejection, the feeling of not being loved, in your, and definitely with trust, it does affect the future relationships that you have.
Oh yeah.
If you don't frame it well, if you don't go into it thinking the best of it, and sometimes, of course, this is the reason why, of course, we have episodes this season to talk about therapy, but it's more so where you have to and previous seasons, actually, all the episodes. So where you just have to start fresh with yourself and go back to yourself.
Or either if you feel like you have to sit there and not be able to trust somebody at the very beginning, I think you probably need to work on yourself and figure out how to, not say cure it, but like handle that instead of just hopping on to the next situation or, relationship, and you still got trust problems.
Right.
Or you think you don't, but you do.
You think you don't, but you do. And that's something that I dealt with. We're going to talk about that, where I didn't know I had that until I seen it. But so, and then the last thing I want to bring up was, a lot of times, of course, as believers in Christ, I should say that, because you could say believers and you'd be like, you can believe in anything, but believers in Christ, that a lot of times, if you grew up in the church, or, you grew up in the church for a long time, or you dealt with believers in your family, trust in God. God will help you through. Just give God your all, and God will show you. A lot of times, if you have not, you know how they say that, try God?
Yeah.
Like, if you have not tried God, not to test God, but tried God for yourself, to build a relationship with God, it's hard to trust because you have not seen what he could do. Right. And so you got to trust him to trust him. You got to take the risk and trust him, surrender and trust. And that's a hard thing to deal with. So you have to basically build, just like we build relationships, you have to build your relationship with God.
Build that trust.
So you can see the trust and you can see the pattern over time. So you can't just say, put your trust in God so you can trust in the da 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 da. Yes, that's where faith comes into play, but it still takes time to build that. So, so I wanted to kind of bring that thought up, that we can't always just point to God without telling people what process it gets to building that.
Well, I can tell you how I ended up doing it. Have you ever seen the movie Yes Man?
Oh gosh.
With Jim Carrey? Basically, that's how I treated God, where it was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying no. I'm gonna say yes. And every time there was an opportunity where I knew it was like, okay, or even if I had an inkling of knowing that, okay, maybe this is God telling me to go this way. I'm like, all right, let me do it. I mean, so I'm only living once, so why not? So yes, and then they show I'm going to church. Like, yes, and then they show I'm leading the whole 70 people group.
Right.
Like, yes, and then it was like, oh, this is happening, and this, and then after that, it was just like a roller coaster. Boom,
roller coaster
boom,
after
boom.
yes.
And I was like, man, now I'm married, 2 kids in a house, doing a podcast.
In a room in the house.
In a room in the house.
Try God, y'all. Try God. For those listening out there who just like stumbled on our podcast, don't know who we about.
Yeah. Well, because that's the other thing. It's like you said, you hear people tell you that,
yeah,
but you don't see it.
Yeah.
But hey, trust in God. But like, yeah, I trust in him. But like, do you know how to trust in God?
Mhm.
Like, did they show you how to trust in God? They could tell you trust in God, but if you don't know what trust is in the first place, how you gonna know to trust God?
Yeah. Do you see the fruit in them trusting God?
Right. So
Do you see what happen when they trust God?
yeah. But I also want to say too, don't worry about other people's journeys.
When you're doing it.
Find your way. Do it basically do it how you think you will want to trust God and go that way. I'm pretty sure he'll set you straight.
And the mic drop.
Oh, my bad.
It's a mic drop.
Throw the mic at
Throw
you.
the mic. So we got a few things we want to talk about in regards to trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because some things that happen in our relationship in the beginning stages,
Mm-hmm.
like of building trust and what that even looked like. So we want to talk about some of that. The first one we want to talk about is opposite sex friendships and the trust in that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said before, you don't know what you're dealing with until the situation comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And so with this particular situation, I didn't know, and it wasn't, I won't frame it as trust issues. It was more so as I don't want to say issues, because it was more so like it
could have been
a vulnerable spot
mm-hmm.
that I didn't know how to handle,
mm-hmm.
that I've never handled before. And so it was more like I'm growing and learning as this is going. So I don't know how this is going to work out. And so, like I think I told DJ before, he was the first guy that I tried things differently with. So how I communicated, I did things the opposite way that I normally would do, because I was like, the other stuff was not getting me anywhere. Somehow this has to go differently. I have to, if I'm desiring to have a guy in my life, to invite a guy in my life, I got to think differently about this. And so I could have quickly in this situation just turned things off with this and erased it and been like, you know what, he ain't for me. Shut the lights off. I'm moving on, kind of thing. But I kind of swam through this and I had to keep going. So anyway, to start off with this, we were dating for, I don't know how long we were dating before this happened.
Yeah,
honestly, I can't even tell you.
It was months in.
It was months in. But I know that you had friends that were women
mm-hmm.
in your circle group.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when you brought me in, this particular friend would come through a lot. And then I would see, every time I visited your apartment, I would go to see you. More than times she's there, or I would contact, I would call you or whatever, and you would say that that's her, or you out and about, you say I'm going with, like, it was just friendships. I remember we would hang out together, all that stuff. We went out to, different places, we'll meet up.
I think that one time, I think that's what did it, is where we went for crab legs and I paid for everybody. I could tell you probably like,
forgot about that.
Because it happened right after that. I remember that it happened after that.
Okay. I remember that now. So there were cases, from what he's saying, there were cases where she would need things paid for at a lot of times. And so at a lot of times, that sounded funny.
Right.
Yeah, at a lot of times. But
also agree. Yeah.
Right. I was like,
wait a minute.
She would, I guess you were very generous, I should say. You were very generous. You had a giving heart. And so at some point in, time, like when we hang out, or I hear you, you say I would help her out, or, visit, whatever it is, whatever she needed, you was there, kind of person, because your friendship, you was friend.
Yeah, but not a bad thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying. And so over time, I started seeing this, and I think the uncomfortability started, probably when you started, I start seeing us become official, because we were still in our early dating stages when I met her. And in my mind, I don't know that we're for sure down the line.
Right.
So I'm not really thinking too hard about it. That might have been it. It was more so me just like, well, why am I going to approach this with you now if we're not really, if there's not going to be a future, why am I even going to bring up a problem that doesn't need to be a problem and sever something that doesn't need to be severed between you? So as we started growing in our relationship and going towards, more so as a serious dating relationship, I think that's when everything switched. And I started seeing her in a different light as far as what would it look like if she was in our lives? How could you balance that? And so I remember the back and forth in my mind going back like, this doesn't seem right to pull her away because you've been friends for a long time. I don't know how I'm going to bring this up to you. I don't even know if I should bring it up to you. I think you even asked me at one point. Actually, it was a point in time where you did ask me, or we talked about it and I said everything was fine.
Yeah.
Because I thought everything was fine. So,
well, you cool with that?
And so, and then the second time was a time where I didn't know, and I framed it as, I know I trust you, but I don't know if I trust her, and I don't know where your heart is being divided in. So if we're serious, I don't know where's your heart lie. Is it for me? Is it for her? Or is it more so like what she's going to pull you towards? And this is before I didn't know what to think. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't know. So I remember I brought it up to you. It was like, I don't know what to do, kind of thing. And so there, you could bring your,
okay.
I don't know if there's anything else for me to say on that part. Well, other than after you say
first, I want to say, mind you, she had a boyfriend. So me and the boyfriend was cool. Like we all hung out, stuff, that kind of stuff. It was more like, she was my friend first before him, but then we all became friends.
Yeah.
And it was like that. Like she'll hang out with me and the cousins and stuff. Like she was part of the group. But I do remember you like coming in. I was like, I'm pretty sure she probably feels uncomfortable about that. Because we used to hang out like a lot. Like hey, you want to go there? Oh yeah, I'm like cool. Especially because she lived like in the same complex.
She was in the same complex, yeah.
So it was like every now and then, like if her car was like messed up or something like that, like we go to work at the same time. So we go to work or something like that.
Right.
So yeah, I can understand where it's like, okay, you hanging out with this girl a whole lot, and like where am I at in this? So I'm like, okay. So I had to make a decision when she brought it up. I was like, well,
how did you, when I initially brought it up, how did you feel?
It sucked because it's like she was like basically the only female friend that I feel like was a friend. And you rarely men get that, especially single men. A lot of times you hear, oh, single man have a female friend. Right. Like no, like she was actually that friend and then get that aspect. That's why a lot of times when I was on the dating sites, like I was like, okay, I can see now what women go through because we did a whole test and everything, made a fake page. Well, it was for her to look at somebody else, right? We made a fake page, and I seen all the men attacking the fake page. I was like, "What is happening?"
Oh my gosh!
I was like, "I don't get that. I probably get one message in 3 months. This got in 3 minutes, 100 messages, right? Different people." But it sucked because it was like, okay, I'm losing this friendship. But at the same time, I saw potential of having a wife. I was just like, I'm the type to where if it don't work out, and I could easily like back up on a relationship with somebody, act like nothing ever happened.
Right.
Like I still got other friends, not female friends, but like male friends where I could see them, and it could be like we ain't never left off kind of thing. Right. I'm not kind of person. I ain't saying they are, but I know I am.
Right.
So I was like, well, if it don't work out, then I can always restart and try to still be friends. If not, move on. But it's like if I'm trying to be serious with her, she's saying this, like there's got to be some kind of compromise or sacrifice at some point. And I was like, well, I know you brought me praying in the dark room. my room was already dark. I was just praying.
Because he told me later that I was praying in the dark.
Yeah, because I had to pray about it. I was like, God, is it, is she it? Like, let me know. So I'm gonna do this. That's how putting that trust in God.
Right.
So I was like, all right. And, she wasn't happy about it. She didn't understand. But for a while, I know she was upset.
Yeah.
I know a few of my cousins was like, why would you do that? Like, hey, well.
And
what?
I was going to say that and as we're talking about trust and being built, that it hurt me to see that for you. But then because it was hard for me to even say it, but then I would know why if you said no, like to me, and was like, because I was like, it's either me or her kind of situation. That's kind of what I said in a way. Didn't I say it like that? Or did I say it like that?
No.
Oh, I didn't say it like that.
That means you would have been confrontational,
Okay, it was something that where I was, but I needed you to make a decision.
Yeah,
kind of something. Like I can't remember how I said it.
Basically you were saying you was uncomfortable with that, and I already know what that meant.
Okay, so I was just uncomfortable. Yeah, I was saying uncomfortable with it. So I was like, I don't know how long it could last like that because my thoughts couldn't go there. But you doing that then helped build the trust that I to see, like the action of that. Because first, you taking time to do it was the first initial thought. You saying that because you told me I need to go pray about it.
Yeah, because I was like, I could instantly do it, but then it was like, okay, like you just quick to do that.
Right. Exactly. It's right. And so you taking time to pray about it and actually give time with it meant a lot. It was the most anxious part of it was like a 2-day, maybe a day and a half thing. It was just so like I was on pins and needles, like just waiting for you to tell me when you did it. I was like on edge.
But yeah, because
it was just so much.
I couldn't just like boom, cut off and
No,
don't talk. Like I went to go talk to her about it. I'm like, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the part that was the wait in between because you didn't talk to me in between then.
Oh yeah, because I was a little upset.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
But like I said, I was up with a little upset about that. But what made me really upset was you making me change my wallet.
Oh my god!
At the same time, and then I'm over here.
So wait a minute, that party that we went to was around the same time?
Yes,
it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I remember we met up over there.
Oh, we met up over there. Okay.
I was like, okay. But I remember you said something about the wallet, and that's when you gave it to me as a gift. I'm like, why didn't I change my wallet? It's like,
but I didn't even know how big of a deal it was until now.
Yeah, until we talked about it, like this podcast.
This podcast, because I just gave a wallet to you because I saw old Rusty Krusty, and I was like, I don't know how I think I seen a wallet somewhere. I don't know.
No,
I don't know how I thought of it.
You probably saw me pull my wallet out and it looked all raggedy daggedy, and you was just like, you need a new wallet. And you just decided, you know what? I feel bad about what I did. Let me give him a gift.
You know what? That might have been why.
Yeah, it was. And I was just like, no, I take it because I'm nice, but God,
but I was already mad at you anyway.
I know you gave it to me angrily.
I was mad at you for something else. Not because of that. It was for something else you did that day.
It was probably in response to what was going on.
And then maybe I don't remember.
We just said forget it. We forgive each other. There you go.
And then I gave you the gift as a peace offering. Possibly. I don't know. And then because I don't remember all of this.
Oh no, it was a lot of sacrificing in that one little moment because it was like, okay, get rid of friends. All right, cool. I can heal from that. But my wallet, like I went out and bought that wallet. Like, you understand, I don't shop.
He doesn't.
At all.
He doesn't.
So I already had a wallet that was like overdue. I was just like, all right, I'm going to go find me a wallet. Find me a nice expensive one. I'm like, I'm going to keep this for the rest of my life. And here she comes. Here's a wallet.
Oh my gosh.
I spent $70 on this wallet. Now I got to go get another. Yes, I bought it raggedy already.
Yeah.
It was the fashion. It was supposed to be worn looking. Oh wait, what's the distressed?
Distressed. That's the new look. Everything distressed.
It was supposed to be distressed looking.
Distressed.
It was just a little extra distressed because it was
in
my pocket.
You didn't communicate that to me till now. So that
I got over.
So he needs that was our So I gave you we're dating wallet. Now I need to get you a married man wallet.
I'll go back to my other wallet. I don't need no married man wallet.
You need a married man wallet.
This is
I'm gonna
it.
get one
If
for
you look at my daddy's wallet and this wallet, it's the same thing.
I don't know what it is with men's and men. I don't even trip off men's and wallets.
Yeah,
Men's and
that's
businesses and wallets.
because ain't y'all's problem.
Anyway, so that was kind of an interesting situation, but I think you need pressure to develop the trust. That was a pressure point. We were dating. If that's the case, then if you're saying it was around the party that happened, that was around May because a friend was graduating. That was a graduation party. So it was February, March, April. So about 4 or 5 months in to our relationship.
Oh, I did say something though. I just now remembered.
Oh.
When we was talking about no female friends, basically, I was saying, and sorry to your friends too, but I was including your friends too.
And what?
No female friends.
For you. Oh, okay. I was like, I have my friends.
I know you have your friends.
Okay.
Because I think what ended up happening is you told me there was, which tends to happen a lot. But the very first time, it was the first Friday, and you said there was going to be dudes there, and there was no dudes showed up.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one. So I was just on my phone the whole time, and I think that's where they built in their head that I don't like them.
I don't remember all this. I mean, I remember. No. I do remember this. But I don't remember.
I was on my phone the whole time. Y'all was talking and everything. I was just chilling. I didn't say not one word.
I'm getting different moments mixed up because I do remember that, but I don't remember.
That was the very first time. I think it was around First Fridays or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I remember we was walking around at first. But even then, since then, it's like, yeah, I could be cool with him, but don't ask. I ain't friendly.
Well, and that's how it should be.
Oh yeah,
that's how it should be. And so So basically, it's our topic as far as the relationship. Because I know a lot of people have different angles of this, of female opposite sex friendships and all that stuff. You could be cool with or whatever. This is us, and this is what we did. As far as, but as you can see, we had to build that trust. And from that moment, I saw what trust looks like and how I could trust you because of the actions you took. And so that's why I think that's that major point. And that kind of segues into, when did we know that we could trust one another? When was that point to where we knew that, you could trust me? So when did you know you could trust me? Because you brought something up earlier.
Well, yeah, like I said, my trust, even then, was you already had the trust. It's just whenever you failed that trust would have been the problem. Like if you would have failed it, you'd be like, you ain't getting that back.
Especially hearing about your past.
Oh yeah, well, my trust, I never get a second chance to put my trust.
Yeah. and that's goes into not only the relationships, but a lot of other relationships in your life, based off you saying that.
Right. For example, there was one girl who was like, "Oh, I went to go spend the night over a friend's house. It was a dude. Do nothing. It's a wrap."
Right.
She's like, "You don't want to talk about it?" And I'm like, "No, you did what you did. It's done. Bye." And I'm like, "You made me stop my game and everything. I went right back to playing."
I remember that. Yeah.
You making this awkward. Well, you can leave.
You made it awkward.
Right.
So
you made that choice. No, trust is gone now. Like,
yeah. And that's the thing too. It can be quickly. A lot of people aren't vulnerable people, so they only give you a chance.
Oh yeah.
So once you break it, it's no coming back.
None.
You know what I'm saying? And some people don't. Some people do have hardened hearts because of that.
True.
Over time. So they're not easy to come by. If you in their life, you are in their life for a reason. If you're not in their life, you not in their life for a reason. They pick and choose people based off of the hurt that they experience and the rejection that they experience. So I do know there's people out there like that too. And so as far as relationships, it could be the same way. And so, but for me, as far as trusting you, it was by your actions. And so men can be all talk all the time about, this is what I'm going to do for you. They're pursuing you. they see you, but I saw how you were when you would you were consistent, and I remember you telling me that if I give my word, I'm gonna do it. Not necessarily with me, but with just other things that you do in life. Like if I give my word, I feel like I need to do it.
Yep.
And so when you would help me out with the nonprofit organization, or we would have Team Mike nights, like you were faithfully there helping with the chairs, the music, the whatever that was needed. Like that was in the early stages of our relationship. When I actually the month we started was the month I started back with
Oh yeah,
a
you
lot
told
of
me,
the
oh,
Team
I'll do
Mike
this.
nights,
I was
and you
like,
came to it.
oh man,
And
she
so
got business. Let me get up in here and see what she's talking about.
and so he came in there for that, and then with my car situation, like he showed me that he was persistent at fixing the car, and then also just so I think
you
one
got
thing
you
that
got you got to dive into the car. You can't just brush past that.
so I would not advise this to those out there. We are at least a month and some change in.
Freshly knowing me.
Freshly knowing him, I have a work retreat that was coming up, and my coworker friends, we said we were going to meet up at the Great Wolf Lodge, and we were going to park our cars there, and then we were going to ride with one of them and then drive up, to the work retreat. It's about almost an hour, 2 hours away, about 2 hours, 3 hours away. And so we're going to ride up. And so did I offer you to do that, or you just said I can't? No, you. So okay, first of all, that was your fault.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bring that on me. So
No,
I told you what I was doing.
But your trust was like,
Okay, you said, "Can I?" What'd you say?
I don't remember exactly what I
Yeah.
said, but I know it was along the lines like, "Hey, basically, I can fix your car while you're gone. So, but give me your keys. I'll drive. I even look after your apartment." Kind of situation. It was like, I know you probably sat there thinking, it was like, you know what, my car's getting fixed. All right,
Right. I was a little leery. I was leery at first. Like I was like, "You gonna have my keys to my car in
And your
my
place.
apartment?" Now, mind you, I don't think I told anybody either, which was also not the best thing to do. Didn't tell nobody that this was happening, so that was wrong.
Let this man take your whip.
And then the second thing was that you had my vehicle.
Yep.
And I trusted you with my whole vehicle. And so right there, just that moment right there shows you how much trust I put in you. And like I said, I wouldn't advise this, because we were on a good level. I think we were just on the right track as far as what I was about to say, what I beloved, because I was trying to be past tense. What I beloved. And so from what I believe, and I just saw something in you. I saw your actions just as in a month in. I was like, I feel integrity in him. I feel honesty through him. And so, and of course, I was praying. I was never not praying with this. Okay. Like I would seek God about the relationship. God, if this ain't it, please tell me. Like all the things would happen. So it wasn't like just free willy nilly giving you my keys. I felt something like it was okay. I felt peace with it.
There was an example. I had to fix my car before while we was dating, so that probably helped her. Oh, well, he can fix a car.
Yes, and so yes, I had to see the fruit of his labor, and so because other than that, I would have been like, hold up, how do I know you can fix cars? So anyway, we go on a trip, come back. He actually picks me up. Oh wait, no, actually, I got to talk about the drop off. I remember my coworker friends, they were like, "You gonna leave your car with him? Who is he?" First of all, because I didn't introduce you to nobody yet like that. We weren't even official.
Random man.
But my coworkers, they knew me before you. And so they were like, "So you dating somebody? Who is he?" And my one friend, she's very cautious about a lot of things. She was like, "Girl, I would never. Like you just." I was like, "Yeah, I know." And in the back of my mind, the whole trip, I'm like, if this man mess with my car, my apartment, and all the things, oh my gosh, I'm gonna call my daddy and it's about to be on. Like it was just a whole bunch of things in my mind that went on. So I get back, he comes and picks me up, and then of course you you never came in the apartment with me. You always just drop me off at the front door. Drop me off the front door. Let me on, whatever, into the house, apartment. And so, and then I saw, I don't know if you told me or whatever, but I remember it was gifts that you left me.
That was the only time I went. It wasn't there. Was to drop them gifts off. I put them right there and left. I didn't even check nothing. I should have. I should have went to your drawers. Your
Oh, see, I would have known though too.
But I
But
didn't.
so a teddy bear and a card and maybe some flowers. I don't know if you dropped flowers. I can't remember.
Yeah, I was on that romantic tip.
And so when I got there, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, how your coworkers feel about that?
My car was fixed. In addition to the car being fixed, I had gifts at the door. And that's when I actually called my mom or talked to my mom and told her about you.
So, Mama, I think I found someone.
And so she was like, do you like him? Do you think he's, someone we pursue? I'm going to be praying for you.
That's the only man I know how to fix my wood.
And so, like I said, it was the actions. You had to prove it. And it's in your pursuing stage. And again, these are the stages when you were pursuing me. Not that you ain't stopped pursuing.
Wait, was that the AC situation? No, I don't. I think that I fixed that was way later.
That was later
when I actually found out. Like that was the reason.
Yeah, that was that. I guess I don't know. It might have been a part of it, but yeah. So, when that advised, seek counsel, wise counsel before you do anything like that.
Yeah, don't keep that.
I think I only had God. I didn't talk to nobody else.
Nobody, right? Jesus is like, I did, sure.
Sure. You've been obedient, my child.
Yeah.
So
he's all right. I'll get him if he's, yeah.
So, anyway, so that's kind of how we would, but then we also want to talk about how trust evolves.
Yeah.
Over time. Like you have to build the foundation in trust. This is why a lot of relationships are kind of because they start off maybe not so great. And then they kind of build on top of the foundation that's a little shaky. And so this whole time you're building your relationship with that person, you're moving further, you building, you get into the stage where you're getting serious, engagement, marriage, but you still have that shaky foundation that you never fixed or went back to or tried to repair or even determined if you need to be together. You just kind of wiped that away and was like, but the people still have that in the back of their minds. And there's a reason why a lot of the things they're doing in a relationship is causing them to act a certain way. But again, you under the rug. Then you get married and then you start seeing different things and you go back to the beginning of the relationship or that part of the relationship when there's still shaky foundation that never came up.
All that dust is still under that rug.
So with us, we had to build a foundation of trust to evolve the right way in trust.
No.
I thought
was it?
I don't know.
I thought it was something on my wrist.
So, babe, how do you feel we built trust over time? Like, what were those things that we did to keep the trust alive?
I think for my end was me telling you basically the structure I had, where I was like, okay, it's going to be God first and foremost before anything. So I'm going to put my trust in him, what I'm doing. And like me showing you, like, okay, before I even talk to you about girlfriend, boyfriend, like I got to dedicate my life again to God. And he was like, okay, all right, I see it. So it's like those things like that, me doing that was like more, I felt like that was building trust for you when my trust was already there. Like it was like, hey,
I had to see you submit to God.
Yeah.
Because I think
you didn't believe me at first.
Well, I had to see you submitting God in order for me to potentially see myself submitting to you. So that we can both submit to God together and and do the order how it's supposed to be biblically, right? And so I think that was where that came from.
Yeah.
Like I had to see you are the head of you are the
head of the household.
The head. Yeah, I want to say the head of the household. I guess I could use that. You are you are the one submitted to God. And so I put my trust in you as far as vision, clarity, goal seeking, all the things. We talk about it together. We do this together as a partnership, but then it's like I saw that already.
Yeah.
In the seriousness stage, the dating stage, which this is a precursor to us. We got something coming out for y'all We'll be talking about that later. A book for y'all, for those in the dating seasons, and kind of deal. And we'll talk about what this looked like for us and what that can look like for you. But it's we had that.
Yeah. Which thing is, the way I was doing leadership wasn't more like an iron rule, you have to do what I say kind of thing. Oh, woman, you're beneath me. No, it was nothing like that. It was more my leadership was more of submission, like, okay, submit to God, and then I'm gonna submit to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the time, it was like you was earning the submission from me, but it was still like, okay, like I'll lead in a way to where it's like, okay, if you need anything or do anything, like the car situation or something like that, like I'll whatever I have, I'll give to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And instead of like, you need to do this or you need to do that, make sure you take the car here and this. Like, it was none of that. It was like, hey, you want this car fixed? I can do that.
Yeah, that's key. And that's key. And other people were able to see this as well.
Yeah.
To provide me with approval that this is okay to move forward with.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as my dad. So
did he do this right? Did he check this? He still doing this? What do you mean?
you need people who, other than your eyes, because it could have been things that I did not see. Yeah. But being that somebody else was looking into this, like, you need people to peek into your relationship so they can see this too. Right. So I can say that also, in addition to what you're saying, is that we do strive to have a lot of open communication.
Yeah.
It's not like it's perfect communication. We have our check-ins that we always talk about on here. That is an episode on our podcast. Feel free to look. It's How We Check In is called the title of the episode.
Yeah.
But we do that frequently to help also with trust. When you also help with trust, me trusting you when you tell me that something is going down, somebody flirted with you on the job, at the store, at Quick Trip. The way she looked at you, the way I feel.
Some random woman just started talking to me. I was like,
I'm like, okay, like that. She just trying to talk to you, and he be like, no. And so
I know the difference.
Yeah. So
talk to me about. I don't know how to make coffee. Well, yeah, I don't know how to make coffee either. Get away from me.
Being an introvert is actually in your best.
Yes, because
interest
I was all in my own little world. Here she come. I don't know how to make coffee. My kids tell me I don't know.
So because
okay,
yeah, but anyway, like you are comfortable with coming to me. I'm comfortable with coming to you when I feel like something's happening, kind of thing, or something has happened.
Yeah,
and it's like you got to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? To rewind back, I think what it was, when you saw me do the no friends move, I know you felt a certain way when you was helping somebody go back and forth to work, or not work, but home from basically what you was doing.
Yeah.
And you was just like, you know what?
I did.
I don't think it's right if I'm doing this, and you already, so made that move.
The picture, for the people was that there was somebody that needed rides home from our events all the time. Like, so every month we would have an event. I'll have to pick him up and drop him off because of where he was, location wise. And so I was like, after I started thinking about, because me, like, I'm comfortable with, like, I mean, just man friends and stuff like that. But then I didn't have any like that. I didn't really have any man friends, but I didn't see him as, he was just like a business partner. And so over time, I was like, wait a minute. I told him that he couldn't have, female friends. But then I'm like, but wait a minute, I got a man in my car. And so I remember asking you, do you feel comfortable with this?
I said I didn't care.
Yeah, and you didn't care. And so I was like, because I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it the other way until it came up, until I was driving him one day, and I was like, well, wait a minute, is he okay with this? But I figured you would have said it, or I would have known something if you weren't, because you knew I was doing it the whole time.
I mean, it was like I was right behind you. I was in the other car.
Right. You were in the other. Yeah, true. You was always there.
It was
And
like,
so
oh, you feel? It's like, no, I'm
yeah.
like, ain't
And
like
so
I'm,
honestly, it was just, a business partnership that we had, and cool dude. And so it was, and yeah, so I never thought of that. And so, but I voiced it to you, and that's one of the things, like, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
Like, you have to continue to check in with your spouse, your partner, and be like, hey, you okay with this? Are you good?
which now I see it as like, especially since we talked about it like in a way kind of recently, where it's like, okay, if you have me do something like that, like you should have the same, expectations too. So if I was to sit there and tell you to do something, I should have the same expectation that I should do the same. So at the time I was just like, whatever. But now after, like you said, trust grows and stuff like that, it's like, hey, you want me to do this? And it's like, okay, I understand it, but you got to have the same level. Like, you can't just sit there and tell me not to do something, you doing it.
Exactly. And that's why it's important to talk about it.
And that's why the open communication. And you got to make sure to make a safe space or place, wherever you want, for one another when you're having these, kind of conversations and stuff like that, or the trust.
So that you can be open to talk. If you're constantly cutting somebody down, or talking down to them, demeaning them, I'm not gonna trust you enough to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why you ain't talking? Well, I can't talk.
Yeah.
Because you ain't letting me, or I don't feel comfortable with talking to you.
Which I will say, those previous relationships I've been in helped me mold what kind of relationship I want.
Ooh, that's good.
That's why a lot of times you're like, you don't get mad at this, and I think I told you before, like, you ain't done nothing bad compared to what I've been through. Because every time somebody brings something up, I've been through that. Like, it's different personalities and everything, like what you just said with the safe place. Like, I've been in a relationship where I didn't have a safe place. Like, I'll say something and it just instantly be turned down. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, you ask me a question, I tell you, and you just automatically just put it down. Like, what's the point of talking to you then?
Yeah. And that's a key point, because a lot of times we want to find that person, and it's hard out there, it's rough, but you want to find that person right away. But sometimes you have to go through to see what you really want. You got to go through the seasons of dating and those hard conversations to get to the point to where you're finding somebody, the right person that you need for you. So, and
a lot of times you ain't gonna find no man that's already built there. Like, he's still growing. You might find that one.
Yeah,
it's okay. He gonna get there. That means you're gonna be growing with him. Don't be like, I want him all the way healthy already. Yeah. Well, in that case, he already married.
Yeah. He already Jesus.
That's probably why. That's probably why you be seeing them women messing with married men, because he already there. He already married. Not already healthy. Now you want that. Wow. I want the healthy one. Since I can't find him out in the streets, I want that.
Wow, you took it there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean,
I threw the mic at him. I keep throwing the mic at y'all.
Man, good grief. Okay.
That's why I tell my wife about everything, especially quick trip lady. She wanted healthy, and you ain't getting healthy.
I was gonna pop the trunk. What was her license plate?
You didn't have to pop no trunk.
Oh,
I got right in the cars. You ain't have to worry about that. Well, I got you.
Pop the trunk. I just want to pop the trunk to say I did it. So
where the button at? Here, just pop the trunk now. Now I gotta go out and close it.
And then the last thing is really just belief and faith, and knowing that you haven't given me a reason to not trust you.
Yeah, I
think is what it is. And so, like you said, trust is built over time. Of course, people make mistakes, and there could be broken trust within. And that comes with rebuilding. That comes with, finding the right people to help you rebuild that. Trusted people at your church, going to counseling, going to people that mentors, talking to people and trust to help you rebuild those relationships in there. But yeah, I just know that sometimes it just, if it's broken, it got to be built again.
Yeah.
And that's another spot. Are you willing to go through all that?
Yeah.
If you married, you got to fight. But depending on what it is. But there's a fight in it. If you ain't, the lucky part, you ain't got to. So okay, sorry. It's
and not the angrily fight. I mean, it's a different kind of fight.
No, like you got to fight for it. Fight for it. And a lot of times,
you don't have to fight much because
I just went toward the only reason I brought that because I thought like Love Is Blind people are all these shows and they're fighting for their marriage, but they ain't what y'all fighting for. Y'all ain't had what y'all fighting for.
I couldn't explain it because
y'all ain't have. There's no trust. Actually, we talking about trust. There ain't no trust.
No.
In these, and so because you don't even know that person from Adam.
Y'all gotten married off of lust, and you talking about I went to the church. I love you. No, you don't.
And so now y'all gotta fight and be married. So y'all got two things going on, which it could work out because we see the workout, the one couple that's a glorious exception, like to the rule of this that the assignment actually worked for.
Yeah,
the experiment, the assignment, the assignment, yeah, basically. So I'm happy to see them. Anywho, yeah, that's our trust episode.
Hope you like it.
Hope you comment. Hope you share.
Like I said before, if you want to know more of the story.
Oh gosh. You don't even know. Leave it in the comments. Okay. I thought you said go to the episode. And just a tidbit. Pretty soon I will have a resource out there for single women. So if you don't know, now you know that I teach single Christian women how to date with confidence, cultivate relationships that lead to long-lasting love and commitment. So I got something coming out for you. I cannot wait to bring it out. Just hold tight. DJ and I got something coming out.
Yep.
This summer we're gonna be working on it. So stay tuned for that. Like it's about to be on and popping. So y'all got to keep following us. Subscribe on the YouTubulars. Subscribe on or follow us on Spotify, Apple. Comment, rate, all the stuff that you can do. Share all those things, okay? Because listen, we here because of y'all.
Yep.
We here because of y'all.
And also, I hear some of y'all saying y'all want me to do the talking too. I have to get used to just talking by myself.
Or you can invite some people on too. You act like you got to talk by yourself.
Yeah, because my introvert self is just like, this is weird.
Any men that want to talk about marriage. I know, single men, married men want to come and talk on the podcast. Y'all put it in the comments or DM or message us. We can have your own so y'all can help DJ not talk by himself.
If not, I'm just gonna bring a family member.
Or I'm gonna host it. And I'm gonna just direct all the questions to you.
Yeah, I was about to say that now we can do the family member because that conversation is gonna get wild.
I don't know if we want wild.
Oh, it's gonna get wild.
No, we want wild actually. We want a wild episode.
Oh, in that case. I know that fight.
No, I don't know. Anyway. All right. We love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Thank you for tuning into When Marriage and Purpose Collide podcast.
Click on the link in the description to learn a little more about us. Subscribe and send a review on your takeaways or any new insight you have gained in this episode.
See you back here for our next episode. Peace.